Welcome to week 5. This week, we're looking at leading with purpose and vision. We're exploring the neuroscience behind purpose-driven way of life with a focus on creating a human-centered approach. Whether you're in leadership or whether you are taking on different role capacity, could be project specialist, could be young individual entering the workplace, starting your own business. The science behind aligning your actions with your purpose, your values, and emotional intelligence is essential to greater personal fulfillment and impact. So we'll delve into how aligning your brain's purpose with your intrinsic motivations leads to improved emotional regulation, compassion, goal setting, and decision making, ultimately leading to deeper connections and greater clarity in your personal and professional life. So this week we'll connect with your core purpose, which is then that deep guiding reason or mission behind your actions and life choices. By understanding and aligning your thoughts, your actions with this purpose, you can improve various areas of your life. And by leveraging neuroplasticity and emotional intelligence, you can be able to go back to our previous videos to really just understand and get a bit of detail on this. So by leveraging this neuroplasticity and emotional intelligence, we'll set clear, actionable intentions and reshape your approach to personal and professional growth, strengthening both individual motivation and a deeper connection with those around you. So if we go back and just recap a little, week 1, we started by identifying the limiting beliefs that hold you back, that hold us back. These beliefs shape our actions and our potential. Week 2, we worked on shifting those limiting beliefs to empowering ones, helping us build a more positive mindset and approach to challenges. And then week 3, we explored emotional intelligence and how it influences our leadership presence, professional influence, and whatever capacity we're holding, that leadership presence, right, in every area, enhancing our interactions with others. And then week 4, we then focus on emotional intelligence, how to bounce back from adversity, building mental toughness, and stay focused on your goals during difficult times. So this week, as I've indicated, we're connecting, we're looking at purpose and vision, showing you how to align your brains with your purpose for lasting personal growth and fulfillment. So let's look at that. If we look at purposeful, human-centered way of life, what is that? What would you say is purposeful, human-centered way of life? I guess it's a question that, most people really interact with. However, looking at where I'm coming from, it is a way of living, or it is about acting with intention, clarity, and alignment with what truly matters to you. It's about connecting your decisions, your actions, and goals with your core values and motivations, those things that brings fulfillment and meaning to your life. Whether you're in leadership position or whether you're taking on a different role, leading with purpose can be a powerful tool for personal growth and empowerment, and it has the potential to inspire and elevate others along the way. And if we look at a human-centered approach, it focuses on compassion, emotional intelligence, and vulnerability, creating an atmosphere where people feel heard, feel valued, and supported. This approach isn't just for leaders, it's for anyone who wants to build a more meaningful connections in their work, in their relationship, in their community, and in their core mission in life. So if we can just pause and pull all of this together, I'm going to ask you, challenge you, if I may say, to reflect on someone who may be feeling disempowered or overlooked. How could you help uplift and support that individual or individuals in a meaningful way. They could be within your family, within your circle of friendship. They could be within your community, could be your work. It could be whatever environment that you're in. Now that you are reflecting on that, I would like to bring you inside yourself. Let us introspect. Let's now come back to yourself. You've had an opportunity to pause and look what's possible, what you're able to do to support. Now, looking at yourself, take a moment to reflect on the person you already are yourself. What values, what qualities, and actions do you bring to your leadership? Do you bring to your interactions? Do you bring when you show up? Do you bring in every opportunity that you interact with? How can you continue to build on this strength, showing up with greater intention, empathy, compassion in your personal and professional life? What steps can you take to deepen your alignment with your purpose, ensuring that your actions not only resonate with your values, but also leave a lasting positive impact on those around you? Consider how these changes might shape both your growth and the lives of those you engage with. Now that you look at that contrast, where you started by looking at what you could do, and you come back and did some introspection, what do you then learn about yourself? What do you then notice about yourself? All right, let's now move to the neuro perspective, right? What are our brains wired for, right? So our brains are naturally wired to seek meaning, connections, and purpose because they are key to our emotional well-being and motivation. Neuroscience revealed that when we align our actions with our core values and purpose, the brain's reward system are activated, boosting motivation, focus, and resilience. This understanding is powerful, whether you're in leadership role, or in a different capacity. When your actions are aligned with your deeper purpose, it enhances your ability to make decisions, to manage emotions, and to stay focused on your goals. So a purposeful, driven way of life is not just about achieving goals, ticking boxes. It's about connecting to something deeper that fuels both personal and collective growth. So when looking at that and looking at vision, what is then the connection? So clarifying your vision plays a crucial role. When your vision is deeply aligned with your values and purpose, it activates the area in your brain which is responsible for clear decision making and focused thinking. It also engages what is known as the mirror neurons, which are the brain cells that allows you to connect emotionally with others. This powerful combination not only sharpens your ability to make thoughtful, purposeful decisions, but also enhances your capacity for empathy, compassion, or understanding, whether you're leading a team, collaborating with others, or contributing individually. So let's explore how to clarify your vision so you can better align your brain and actions with your goals, visions, and values, whether in a leadership role or in your everyday life. So let's explore how to clarify your vision. In order to better align your brain and action with your goals and values, whether in a leadership role or in your everyday life. Let's look at the different steps that you will then go through to be able to clarify your vision. So what is the first thing that you will do? Firstly, you'll identify your vision and goal. I'll come back and then just go through a little bit detail. So firstly, you identify your vision and goal. Then you reflect on your core values and purpose. You then visualize your desired future and then break down your goals into actionable steps and then evaluate progress and adjust on your plan. So let's go back and look at identifying your vision and goal. So assuming that you are looking at a goal for the next 6 months, next 6 to 12 months, your vision for then the next 6 to 12 months is your broad aspirational picture of success. It's a roadmap for where you want to be, guiding you towards long-term growth and fulfillment. Your goal, however, is a specific measurable outcome you can achieve within that time frame. So clarity around both your vision and your goal gives you a stronger sense of direction and purpose. And some of the questions you can ask yourself at this point is, what do I want to accomplish in the next 6 to 12 months? What's the biggest picture of success that I'm aiming for? And what is one measurable, concrete goal that aligns with this vision for the next 6 to 12 months? So what I'm going to ask you to do at this point is write down what your ideal life, career, or purpose looks like in the next 6 to 12 months. What major milestone would make you feel accomplished? If that's where your vision is looking at, that is a kind of example that I can be able to give you. So from this vision, you can then identify one specific measurable goal that you can achieve within that period. Make sure this goal is realistic but challenging, right? So if I just give another example, if in 12 months I want to feel deeply empowered by helping others thrive in their personal and professional lives, while also creating a strong well-life balance that sustain my own well-being, the goal will then be I will mentor at least 3 individuals over the next 12 months, being specific and measurable, providing guidance and support to help them achieve their career goals while ensuring I maintain a healthy balance in my own life. So that would really be an example of identifying your vision and goal. So after you've done that identification, right, at this point, you can even pause the video and just go back and allow yourself to reflect on what this for your exciting, ambitious goal that or it could be something small that you're working on that you would really, something very meaningful and deep to you that you really would like to work on this coming 6 months to 12 months. All right. So when you have clarified your goal, when you have identified your goal, the next step, you're then going to reflect on your core values and purpose. What will that look like? So your goal needs to be deeply connected to your core values to keep you emotionally engaged and motivated over the long term. Without this alignment, the journey can feel disconnected and the effort unsustainable. Have you had those cases where you find yourself, you starting something, but over time, you know what, it gets boring or get discouraged or something else comes and then it's behind you and now you're thinking of something else or left it altogether. So in this case, we're bringing this connection so that you can make sure that it is sustainable. When your vision and your goal reflect your values, you are more likely to stay committed and passionate. So the questions that you can be able to look at this point is, what core value do I want to guide my actions over the next 6 to 12 months? And how does this goal connect with my deeper purpose? And why is it meaningful to me? So at this point, I'm going to make a suggestion that you write down 3 to 5 values that defines who you are and how you want to live. These values should guide the decision you make throughout the year. It must be something very deep. It must be something very personal. It must be something that identifies who you are, so that when you think about that value, when you think about that vision and goal connected, it's going to move you to want to rise and not stop and move and do what you need to do. So, ensuring that your goal aligns with at least one or two of these core values, right? It's very powerful. And as you pause and do it, you're going to start realizing that the connection moves you to start bringing almost an experience of reality of how this goal can really shape up and the impact it will make to where you want it to make. And something to think about here is, how will achieving this goal reflect and reinforce your purpose? Remember that deep purpose? Yes. So an example at this point could be maybe your core values empowerment, right? Empowerment could be something that is very deep for you, right? If you look at who you are, um, you may be thinking, I believe in helping others develop their potential, develop their capacity, and gain confidence in their abilities so that they can be able to make a significant difference out there, right? And that alignment will then look at, my goal to mentor others aligns with my values of empowerment. By helping others succeed, I'm not only fulfilling my purpose, but also reinforcing the impact I wish to create around me, in my community, etc., etc. As you look at the ripple effect this can be able to have. All right. So after we've looked at these 2 steps, right, we now come and visualize your desired future. You have clarity of what you want to do. You've looked at the values that are very deep, that align to this purpose, that moves you to want to achieve this goal. And now you bring it to reality. The brain loves movies. The brain loves having a visual of what it is, that meaning that we want to be able to achieve, right? So visualization helps the brain engages both the logical and emotional aspects, strengthening our neural pathways that makes your goal feel real and attainable. And by visualizing the success of your goal, you activate a sense of ownership and motivation that will fuel your journey. So the powerful question to ask at this point is, how do I see myself in the next 6 to 12 months after achieving this goal? What will I have accomplished? How does it feel to visualize this success? How does it look like? What am I doing? Who am I with? How am I showing up? What impact am I making? What changes am I bringing to my life and the lives of those around me? So really having a vivid view of what is taking place with the goal, um, the vision that you've had and the goal that you have now and the values, and how this is coming shape, creating that movie, that clear movie, scripting it and being vivid of what steps you see yourself doing. It brings a lot of power to you achieving that goal. So I'm going to request that you spend a few times imagining yourself having achieved your goal. Picture the setting, the people, the emotions, the experience, all of these things that are taking place around you as you stepping and rising um, and living up to this vision and goal that you've put for yourself. And I also would like to request that you describe your visualized future in very thorough detail. This writing down reinforces the emotional connection and it makes your vision much clearer. And as it's becoming clearer, you deeply connect with it as it becomes very tangible to you, as it becomes very real. So an example could be, I see myself having mentored 3 individuals, helping them build confidence, build clarity in their careers, impacting their lives, impacting their families. I feel fulfilled, I'm empowered, knowing I played a part in their growth. I also feel more confident in my own leadership skills and work-life balance. And it can continue and continue. And the emotional connection to this could be the joy, the excitement of seeing others thrive because of the guidance that I have provided to others. I feel energized and aligned with my values, knowing that my actions are making a difference in the life of others. So I request that you just allow yourself to go through that experience in a vivid way because it really brings it to life. It makes it very real. The next step will then be breaking down your goals into actionable steps. So here, to achieve your vision, it's important to break your goals into small, incremental actions that you can take over the next few months. This creates clarity and allows you to maintain momentum. With each step, small step, you'll build towards your larger goal, reinforcing your motivation and progress. And the questions here to look at is what are the 3 to 5 key actions I can take each day that will bring me closer to my goal? And what are the first steps I can take in the coming few days? It could be in the coming 7 days. And then in the coming 7 days, you look at in the coming 7 days, you know. But what are those incremental goals that each day I take the step and I make sure that I attain it? So I'm going to request you can pause and write down, just 1 to 3 small steps. Three could be 3 to 5 small steps. You will take each day, at least few that won't take you too much time. What are those steps that I will take? That every week I'll be able to see a difference that I'm making towards my goal. And for each step, make it measurable and actionable. And create a timeline. Organize this small step on a timeline. What can I do in the next, as I said, the next 7 days, the next 14 days, the next 30 days, as time proceeds, it becomes clearer, and as you go in each day and look at those few steps, could be 1 to 3 actions, as you look at them and as you act on them, and you can be able to see the ripple effect it's having, it then encourages you to make sure that it's sustainable. All right. So it could be, in the next few days, I've identified the 3 potential mentees and start building relationship with them, right? And by the end of the month, I have set up a meeting with each mentee to discuss career and goals and challenges, looking at that goal of empowerment. And in the next month after that, I've provided actionable feedback and guidance, helping each mentee to set up clear, measurable objectives. And then I get to month three. Month three, what are then the things that I'm going to make sure? It could be increasing mentoring hours as needed and help each mentee to achieve at least one significant career milestone. And then we get to month 4 to 6, we get to month 6 to 12, and then we start looking at beginning developing what are the other steps that are key in making sure that the mentees can be able to achieve the desired impact. It could be resources to help others in their network. It could be building them to influence in a certain, whatever challenge that they need support. It could be looking at growth and innovation, whatever it is that you've partnered with them. Small incremental steps that in this growth and innovation, okay, what are the things that we're then looking at and working on? And in this time frame, what is the shift that is then taking place? You see your value as time progresses. You witness their value as time progresses, and that allows you to be able to also stick to your plans. And obviously, the next step here, final step, is evaluating progress and adjust your plan. So here, regular reflection is key to ensuring that your actions remain aligned with your goals and vision. Every month or quarter, evaluate your progress, make adjustments, and ensure you are still emotionally connected to your vision. This helps you stay motivated. It helps you avoid burnout and pivot if needed. Doesn't mean you have to be stuck to your original plan. You can be able to make sure that there's fluidity, as you can see. The opportunities that are coming through, the challenges that are coming through. However, what is key is to make sure that on a daily basis, you are delivering or achieving what you have set to achieve. And here you can then look at the end of each month, at the end of each week, at the end of 2 weeks, at the end of each month, to my initial point, how will I assess progress towards my goal? What adjustments can I make if something isn't working? And how will I stay aligned with my core values and purpose? And here it's going to be important to set aside time to be able to do this and make sure that it takes place. And obviously adjusting the plan and tweaking where it's necessary. All right. After looking at that, quite a mouthful, right? It's important to keep your vision alive. So in the next 6 to 12 months, where do I want to be? And how will I stay connected to my vision throughout the journey? So by following this process and this step, you are actively shaping a future that's aligned with your core values, your purpose, and your vision. And the process of constant reflection on a daily basis, strategic action, and emotional connection will help you to keep your momentum strong and your vision clear, no matter what challenges arise along the way. So it's important to align our actions with our visions. And when our actions are constantly aligned with our visions of empowerment, they not only support your long-term goals, but also reinforce your purpose. By acting in your ways that empowers others, right? Whether through offering support in that example, providing feedback, or encouraging growth, you're reshaping your brain's neural pathway. This constant behavior, the consistency, builds your emotional intelligence, strengthens your relationship, depends your connection to your purpose, and over time you're in automatic, because these actions will become second nature and will help you to stay on track even when challenges arise. So I'm going to challenge you this week as we wrap up to: how clear is your personal or professional vision? What specific actions can you take this week to align your brain's focus and behavior with that vision? What challenges are you faced in staying aligned with your vision and actions? And how might neuroplasticity help you, as we've discussed, to overcome the obstacle and stay consistent and stay on track? And visualization. How do you think visualizing your goal will help you to stay focused? So I'm going to ask you to take a few minutes each day and a few minutes in the morning to make sure that you visualize your vision and reflect on your actions and really ask yourself the questions that we have just looked at. Today, we've explored the powerful intersection between neuroscience, emotional intelligence, and purpose-driven actions. And by leveraging the brain's ability for clarity, habitual formation, and emotional connection, you are setting yourself up for sustained personal growth. Continue to refine your vision and align your actions to strengthen the neural pathway that drive you towards your goal. Next week, we're going to look at sustainability, adaptability, and growth mindsets. And I'm so excited that we've been going through this journey together. You're welcome to connect with me on LinkedIn or to connect with me on the details available on LinkedIn. My name is Nora. Continue to adapt and evolve and grow and rewire. And I'll see you soon.